Hey there, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to take a dog that is fear aggressive from this state of mind and then put them into a state of mind like this. Stay tuned for the rest of the video and I'll show you exactly how I'm able to accomplish this. Welcome to Rodent Canine Academy, where I help dogs and owners reach their full potential. I'm your coach, Zechariah Matson, and I'm excited to spend time with you and talk to you about all things dogs. But before we get started with today's video, let me give you something that will help you dramatically improve the relationship that you have with your dog. That is my free 11-day dog relationship challenge. Each day, you are sent a new activity to do with your dog that is going to help propel the relationship between you and your dog forward. By the end of the challenge, you will have a total of 11 activities that you can do with your dog. Each of these activities is specifically designed to help build the relationship that you have with them. The link to that challenge is going to be up here on the screen, and I'm also going to post it down in the video description below. With that being said, let's get to training.
Before I begin to explain my 3-step process for building trust with a fear-aggressive dog, I want to first make it clear that this should only be used for fear aggression. Using this approach on a dog that displays other forms of aggression can be very detrimental. I have been able to identify that this dog has fear aggression for a number of reasons. Primarily, I am able to determine this because the dog's goal in using aggression is to create space and make the threat, that is me, disappear. Upon approaching her, you can see that she does not have intent with her aggression, and when placed under pressure, would rather choose to escape than to fight. Step 1 in addressing fear aggression is to teach her acceptance. In order to do this, we must teach her that the option of running away and the option of using aggression is not the right way to get what she wants, which is to create distance between myself and her. She is currently on a back tie, which prevents her from using the option of escape. Additionally, I have protective equipment on that prevents her from using her teeth to move me away. In this moment, I do not want to correct her for her displays of aggression such as barking, snarling, or air snapping. Over time, she realizes that she cannot escape, and her typical approach of using aggression as a tool does not work. She then adopts a new strategy of avoidance by looking away. The moment she does this behavior, I want to back away from her. This then teaches her that the quickest way for me to leave her alone is to simply ignore my presence. This process needs to be repeated a few times until she learns that the quickest way to get distance from me is to not show any form of aggression. Step 2 in addressing fear aggression is to slowly build trust with the dog. While I am able to approach her and she does not display aggression, my presence is still very aversive to her and she does not want me there. I can slowly build trust by bringing myself to her for a brief amount of time without interacting with her, and then quickly leaving. By doing this repeatedly, she will then begin to anticipate me leaving and trust that I will give her space. I want to take many long breaks in between approaching her, as my presence is extremely stressful to her. This gives her some time to relax a little bit in between approaches. Each time I do approach, I want to spend a little bit longer time and begin petting her with my protective equipment before leaving again. This again teaches her to trust that I do not pose a threat to her and that I will eventually give her the space that she requires, so long as she continues to accept my presence. Once she has become more tolerant of my presence and no longer poses a risk of biting me, I have her owner take her off the back tie and place her on a flexi lead so that I can move on to step 3 of this process. Step 3 in addressing fear aggression is to address the underlying emotions of the dog. Her aggressive behavior is a byproduct of both her emotions of fear and her learned means of coping with that fear, which was to use aggression as a means to make the fear-inducing person back away. While I have been able to quickly teach her a new and healthier coping mechanism for that fear, I still need to address the fear itself. Without addressing the underlying emotions of the dog, then any hope for long-lasting behavior changes are futile. In order to change her emotions, I need to create a relationship with her by means of positive associations. The best way to accomplish this is by playing with her. The emotion of play is in direct contrast to the emotion of fear. If I can unlock that part of her brain in neurobiology, I will be able to effectively address her underlying emotions. In her current state, she is still very stressed and will not play with me directly. Because of this, I use a method known as mimicry to try and entice her to play. Mimicry is a form of learning where one individual copies the behavior of another. Although I cannot directly play with her at this time, due to her still being stressed, I begin to throw the ball and chase after it myself. I make sure to act excited when chasing after the ball, and show my enjoyment when picking it up and throwing it again. This is a process that does take some time. However, it is very effective at getting an insecure or stressed dog to play. Before long, you can begin to see the behavior change in this dog, as she now has a desire to play. This play then helps to control her emotions and establish a long-lasting relationship. This builds the foundation for future training and permanent behavior modification. In conclusion, the 3-step process for addressing fear aggression in dogs is to first teach the dog that acceptance is a better means of dealing with the problem than using aggression or running away from it. Secondly, that the dog must learn to trust you to not be a threat to their safety and well-being. And finally, to address the emotions of the dog through positive associations and play so that a lasting relationship can be established. I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more great content like this in the future, make sure to just go ahead and subscribe to the channel.